Hello, I'm Josh Raven and I am the lead singer of the FAIM.
So, first question.
Right.
How did you live the whole COVID thing? Like no more shows. Now you can do more shows. Can you just explain us how you?
Yeah, sure. It was incredibly difficult at first. It was a big change. I think for everyone in the world, regardless of whatever industry you're in, I think it was difficult times for everyone. A lot of readjusting, a lot of navigating how we were going to reapproach the creative process, and also battling your own sort of personal feelings. I think everyone had things heightened with their mental health and stuff like that as well, which of course goes hand in hand with something like what happened 2 years ago and is continuing to happen now. But now we've really come out on the other side of it. We've learned a lot. Incredibly happy to be playing shows. Absolutely ecstatic to be back in Europe. It's a beautiful place, beautiful people, and very excited. Very excited.
We would like to know who the fuck are the FAIM?
The fuck are the FAIM?
We first saw you at the Snapden like in 2018. Nobody knew you, and now you headline the Rock in Park. Who are you?
I guess we're just the same people, really. And I think what the FAIM really is just an expression of creativity, you know, not a specific type of thing or one thing. It tends to ebb and flow and change as our inspirations and motivations change. But I think the main thing we want to do with the FAIM is inspire people and hopefully bring joy to other people through our music. And on a more literal sense, the FAIM is the four of us now. I don't think it's been ever... The FAIM began when Sam, Lyndon, Steve and I came together as one. Of course, we've had a history and all these sorts of things in the past, but the FAIM is definitely us four, and it's continuing to grow and change, and it's incredible to see.
Cool. It's my first time to see Lyndon live.
Yeah.
Because last time I saw you, there was Sean.
Oh, yes.
I saw some with Sean, but not Lyndon. So
Yeah.
That's my first time. Anyway, can you tell us more about your new album, The Talk?
Sure, it's called Talk, Talk. And I guess the main thing about this album is it's a much more mature step for us into us taking more ownership of what we want people to hear, and also being more accountable with ourselves to produce more, write more of these things ourselves, because the first album was a very rushed process. It was very sporadic and done in a lot of different places all over the world with multiple producers and co-writers. And with this album, we've taken much more ownership with being within ourselves. Like the single that's just come out, Me Because of You, was self-produced by Steve and Sam, which was great, and everyone's kind of finding their feet in the songwriting and production world. And that's a train we're going to keep riding and growing as we continue to release more music. And you know, Talk Talk, it's a very exciting step for us. It's one of many, and it was a very difficult process to get to the end of this album, but we're very proud of it, and we're very happy to see it released in the world in, I think, a month and a day.
Okay, we saved the date.
Yes, it's the only date I remember really at the moment.
Yeah. Can you tell us a bit about the creative, like how you produce, how you write? Are you the one who writes lyrics and some on the guitar and then on the drum, or are you all putting together like a big mashup of
It changes a lot. Like I'm not the only one who writes lyrics, and everyone can write lyrics in the band if they really want to. And I think everyone has their own preference towards songwriting. Steve's very good at kind of everything in general, with like finishing out songs and chord progressions and lyrics and stuff like that in general, but we all tend to approach music differently. We all have our own sort of way. Like I operate much more on like an emotional basis of where I have to really feel things to begin writing them, and which everyone does. But you know, songs can stem from anywhere. You know, there's been times where I've sent lyrics to Steve, or where he sent lyrics to me, and then we brought out an idea. There's ideas that have come from just Steve. There's ideas that have come from just Sam and I. There's ideas that have been born out of a drum beat that Lyndon has made. It really just depends on if we all feel it and how far we're willing to take it as individuals or as a band. And then once the idea's there and we can really kind of see the bones of it, figure out if that's something we want to go further with, and then take those steps further.
Is it a according to you, what is the best recipe for a song, for a good song?
I think the best recipe for a song is, there's no right or wrong answer. I don't believe that there's like one set way to write a song or there's one good way to do it. Everyone has their different process, but I think the main thing is just the feeling. Like if you can capture a moment, you can capture a feeling, because there's plenty of songs in the world that don't necessarily make sense, or they might not be in the musical world of what makes sense, but sometimes it's about the feeling that matters. Like a lot of the Pixie songs are like that, or Nirvana, you know, words like, you know, we could build a tree and make a house, or what, I can't remember the lyric from Lithium, but there's certain things that don't have to make sense. And I think this is what we're understanding more as our process, because we have been worked with a lot of different people who have kind of pushed us to be like, okay, you've got to write this way, and that's the way it's done if you want to be whatever. But for us, we're very much finding our own feet in how we want to approach the creativity, whether that's with Steve or with me or with Lyndon and Sam. We're all figuring out how that kind of works.
Okay, that's cool. So we know you from Slam Dunk.
Yes.
Then we saw you opening for a band. Now you're headlining.
Yes.
What is the next big step for you?
The next big step?
Yeah.
I think just to make sure everyone's happy and keep writing music that we care about. We've faced a lot of challenges and we've grown a lot as people in these last 2.5 years. And we've all had our own demons and our own sort of things to overcome. And I think the main thing for us is to really just keep enjoying it and keep loving it, because there was a period in the time of this writing where that feeling was sort of lost. And for me personally, it was very much like that as well. I didn't really like listening to music for a period of time. And that's where the rest of the guys really came in and helped everything be brought in. So I guess the main thing I'm trying to say is keep it being a team and keep everyone invested and feeling happy with what we're doing. Because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. And I think people will resonate and connect with that, because the people coming to see the shows, which we feel very grateful for, that people are willing to come to our shows, is that they see us enjoying ourselves and creating a moment with them, because that's really what matters ultimately.
Cool. Is there any bands that help you going into the process of writing a song? Like, is there some of your favorite bands? Are you inspiring by some bands or something?
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny because it changes between everyone. We're 4 people who have a similar music taste, but like when it comes to the core, we have 4 very different sort of favorites and approaches to it. Like I tend to really love everything. I love stuff like, you know, like Blues Brothers and Cab Calloway and Frank Sinatra, but then I also really love, my favorite band is Red Hot Chili Peppers. And then stuff like that, I kind of go across everything. Lyndon is very into the 80s and 90s, like rock scene, alternative scene, Smashing Pumpkins, the Nirvanas, Soundgarden. And Sam is very electronic. He loves his LCD sound system, the 1975. And Steve loves, you know, he loves a bunch of different things, really similar to me. He loves Coldplay, he likes Nothing But Thieves. And then he also has a bit of a metal twinge. He likes his Periphery every now and again and stuff like that. So, and I think that's the great thing about this band. We all bring different elements and flavors to the creative process and the inspiration process, and that's what's super exciting. And we all keep up with to date with what's being released currently as well. Like we're all big fans of the new Kendrick Lamar album, and also we keep up to date with what's being released. So it's cool. We've got this blend of like old stuff that we love, but the modern stuff that's coming out today, and we try and mesh that all together in whatever way that happens.
Cool. It's summer, it's going to be summer, there is a lot of festivals going on. If you had to create a festival, who will headline the festival?
Who would headline the festival?
Except the FAIM.
Headline our own festival, that'd be funny. That's a good question. I'd think, do you mean like one band or like a few or?
3.
3?
Yeah.
For me, if I was ever going to do that, I think what I would want to do is create diversity and create a place where people can experience music they might not listen to out on their own. So maybe that's something like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, then a band like Slipknot, and then maybe something that's like Frank Ocean. You know, maybe there's a way we can bring all those sorts of musics together and people can kind of push past their own barriers and find things to appreciate in all of it, because that's what music's all about, really.
Sounds great.
I'm gonna buy tickets.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll call it Josh Ella. Just,
Really catchy.
There is a question I love asking to musicians. If you weren't in a band or a singer, what would you do?
I don't know. Music it sounds cliche, but music and singing has saved my life on multiple occasions, and the rest of the guys in this band, so I don't know where I would be actually. But before, really, I mean, music has always been a huge part of my life, and especially singing. But if we rewind the clock 12 years and I'd never discovered singing or music, which sounds alien to me, I'd probably be like a teacher or something like that. I really enjoy being able to connect with people. And
what kind of teacher? Like a music teacher or?
No, probably like an English teacher or a literature teacher. I really love reading. I really love books, and also love kids too. So I love being able to like help kids have like because when I was younger, I had a lot of male teachers that were very formative for me growing up, and I still remember that to this day and carry that with a lot that I do now, and that's just so invaluable for people, I think, growing up. Because yeah, I mean, you never know, but if there was a different time, maybe that's what I would be.
In a parallel universe, maybe.
Yeah, in a Rick and Morty alternate universe, maybe that's what I'd be.